You told me not. Good evening, Robert. Good evening to everyone. And welcome to our post-match. Manchester City 2, Burnley 0. Did you enjoy the game, Rob? Or was it just me? No, okay. So, yeah, it was I'd say fun game. It was not the greatest game in the world. It was one of them games for me where it was the result was more important than probably the performance. You'll look back and look at it that way because the performance was not great, if I'm honest. It was, in my opinion anyway, very much of a Southampton kind of performance, but with 2 goals, which is going to sound really a bit like a spoilt brat. Well, you want to win and you want to win in a certain way. Yeah, I probably did. But for me, there was. I mean, we'll go through it. We will go through it. I'll go through it player by player, and we'll have a chat about it because there's a lot of it. It was sort of. No, I'm not into panic mode at all. Not into play. I'm not doing. It doesn't mean we're doing play ratings. It just means we'll have a chat about the game in certain plays because certain plays for me are bordering on nearing the exit door. Majorly bordering on nearing the exit door for me. But yeah, Jean Cartier, yeah, you got to have the dancing famous cheese, mate. Scotty Moe, good evening. Why do you all say good evening? What is good evening? You mean good evening? Okay, do you think Matty Howarth, KDB, did he have a mini resurgence? Not for me. Thought he did okay. Don't think it was a resurgence of any type. KDB had about 4 levels to go up today. You know, Bernardo Silva, we'll get into him because, again, cannot leave this football club. Has to stay. Has to give him whatever contract he needs. That boy has to stay. Has to stay. Ran his socks off, top to bottom. But Sterling was shocking. Matt, well, let's get into it. The team, if you didn't realise, the team was very, very different. Pep came out in his pre-match conference. There was no Edison and there was no Gabriel Jesus, as Rich did actually and correctly get right in our Thursday night stream and our Burnley preview. Rich got right. Oh, there, you got it right as well. Yeah, Rob got it right as well then. So Rob and Rich were bang on with the team, and it was a bit of a. The way I described it going into the ground to my lad was, it looked like throwing a load of mud at the wall and see what stuck. because it was really weird, that team, looking at it. Obviously, Zach Stefan, we knew, or Stefan, as the stadium announcer calls him. João Cancelo was right back. We had Ake went into left back, Stones and Laporte. Rodri, who I'm going to wax lyrical on in a minute. Ronnie's in, and he'll go mad at me when I start talking about Rodri today. Bernardo, KDB, and then we had Phil, who started on the left. Sterling was the false 9, and then we had Riyad Mahrez on the right. And the bench was Cole Palmer. We had Jack Grealish, who's got rested for this one and dropped down to the bench. We had Ruben Diaz. That was the big shocker for everyone, because I think that's the first time, maybe since he was bought, that Ruben Diaz had been completely rested. You know, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I don't think Ruben Diaz has actually been rested before. So that was a big shock one. But, you know, unless it was injury. I think he was on the bench and he came on, so he was fully fit. Cole Palmer was on the bench, Kieran Slicker. We had Scott Carson on the bench. So we had 2 goalies again. Kyle Walker was on the bench, Zinchenko. So we had, the bench to me was very defensive. It was Fernandinho. We saw Gundogan was back. I can imagine Rob's face when he heard Gundogan was back in the squad. So yeah, it was a little bit of a mismatch for me. But I thought, no, give it a go. Foden's on the left. Love that idea. And it sort of started really well with Foden on the left. Thought Foden was brilliant first half. Thought he was direct. He was crossing, good crosses. Again, there was balls in that first half going across that 18-yard and, 6-yard box, and nobody's there. Nick Pope pulled off 2 or 3 great saves in the first half. I thought he was harshly done by on the Bernardo goal, but we'll get into that. But Phil Foden, for me, and Bernardo were really good in that first half. Really good. You had Riyad Mahrez, who again, I'm going to get into the Riyad Mahrez stuff. In fact, I'll do it now because it's in my head and I've got to get it out of my system. Riyad Mahrez, today, for 10 minutes, I thought, right, it's Riyad Mahrez. We're playing Burnley. Anyone who's watched Riyad Mahrez play Burnley knows that Riyad Mahrez generally turns up. And I thought, for 10 minutes, he was doing the simple stuff again. He was passing short, he was coming in, and he was laying things off. He'd stop this, running, coming on his left, and having to shoot through a load of bodies. He'd stop doing all that today for 10 minutes, and then he reverted back to type and stopped. And it just was not good. It was not good. And then the second half, he continued. And that's not me having a go. I just think Mahrez, unfortunately, right now, he is one that his City career is ebbing away very slowly for him. But I've got a feeling he's quite happy to be here. But for me, I don't think he will sign a new contract. I think if Newcastle or PSG maybe come in with a decent amount of money, I think he'll be gone. Genuinely think he will be gone. Exactly like Cam just said there, Mahrez's worst moment didn't pass KDB. He's so frustrating because you know he can do it. You've seen him do it, but it's fits and starts. And he needs to seriously do it. This is a guy who has played in the community, played in every pre-season, played in the Community Shield, played in the Tottenham game, and then we've not seen him since. So here's his chance. And people are injured. Torres is injured. People have just come late back from internationals. Here's your chance. You grab it with both hands. And he sort of grabbed it like he had his hands full of oil or melted butter. And it just seeped back. It just seeps all the way through his hands because he just let it go. Absolutely let it go today. And it ain't good enough. Ain't good enough whatsoever from me. But that's me Mahrez stuff. I'm going to go on you. But Phil Foden first half was the complete opposite. I thought he was direct, he was quick, he was intelligent. His shot created the goal. Great save by Nick Pope. Unfortunately, the defender, I can't remember who it was for Burnley because it wasn't at my end, it was at Rob's end, was basically not quick enough to get the ball away. And Bernardo, Johnny on the spot, man of the moment, there, tapping 1-0. And then you think, right, we're going to go now. The floodgates are opened. And what does City do again? Stick the handbrake back on. And it's just, this is why I said Burnley surprised me today, because I was expecting Burnley to stick 2 banks of 10 up. You mean you tell me in the comments, did Burnley surprise any of you? Because Burnley, if you look at the stats, they had like 6, 7 chances. They had 2 or 3. Cornet was destroying Cancelo, destroying him in my opinion. And if you want to shoot it, mate, sorry, I genuinely think Max Cornet was destroying Cancelo first half. And then that stuck John Stones in trouble. Because I was texting Rob and the other people in the chat. I was blaming Stones and Cancelo, but I was probably being a bit harsh on John Stones. I mean, Charlie, he kind of was. He was Charlie. He was. If that was a better winger, Cancelo would have been in serious trouble today. Because I thought first half, defensively, again, proves to me he can't defend. Just can't defend. But we were 1-0 up at half time, and you're flying and you're happy, and you think everything's brilliant. 1-0 up, you're happy, clean sheet. We got out of jail once or twice, especially with the Cornet. Nearly called him Cornet. It's not a Cornetto. It's not a 99. What? Sorry, Paul. So what I want you to do, because I'm just waffling on here, you, lovely, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think. Because this is what we need to know. We need to know what you think. What you think. Kian wants to get rid of Mahrez and Sterling. It's where you get rid of them, though, Kian. Where are you going to get rid of them? But where are you going to get rid of them? Is everyone on Discord? Because we are going to basically get everyone to come in and give us your thoughts on Discord from next week. I think it's next week, isn't it, Rob? From what I'm hearing, Rob's in the background in my ear. So next week, Mancunian Way, Discord. Next week, Discord. We're going to be on the Mancunian Way. Well, let me tell you, in fact, no, we'll get you on now. Who is in Discord? Let's have a look who's on. Because we've got loads in Discord. Jean Cartier, do you want to come on and have your say now, mate? Do you want to come on Discord, have a chat with me, and tell me what you think about the game? Matt Howard, for you in Discord, Mancunian Way, Charlotte, Kiam, Scotty Mole, join the Discord, Mancunian Way. Sterling to Barcelona. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to stick in. You found, no, Rob's not retired. Message Rob in Discord now, and Rob will get you on here with us. So there you go. Message Rob right now in the Discord, Mancunian Way, and we will get you on. So you need to go into the Discord, Mancunian Way, and Rob, message Rob, and he'll get you on. I'm not having that, Sean. Sterling and Barca. No, Sterling won. Where's Barcelona going to get that kind of money from? Where is he going to get that kind of money from? Isn't going to happen. Isn't going to happen. You put Cornet fails easy. Yeah, I agree, Jean Cartier. He was poor. It was a good save, though, by Zach Steffen that actually got through on the one-on-one. See, you lot don't know. I can hear Rob in the background. And he's just thinking, Ronnie, we're ringing you, mate. Are you salaries of B-Tech Sancho? That's a bit harsh, mate. Plus, not really accurate at the moment. Not really. Swap deal for Sterling for Haaland. Right, we'll tell you what, let's go in some of the positives on today because we're going to sound like we have won 2-0. Shocking, I know. We have won 2-0. Positives, Bernardo Silva, absolutely, like I said, give that boy a contract. Non-stop running. I was going to say, you see, confusing when you said we pummeled him. Can't have him on a laptop. He's watching the EDS, Rob. There you go. You can't get on. Does anybody want to come? The post-match is for you lovely people. Scotty Mo, do you want to come on? Are you in Discord? Do you want to come and have a chat with us? Jean Cartier, we tried getting you on last week, mate. Are you coming in? TM, you can come on. Get your voice on. Sean, do you want to come on? Roman Empire, George, do you want to come on? We're trying to get you people. Just to make sure you have to have your Discord open to get the call through.
Jean Cartier, tell us all about your experience of today's football match.
Well, I agree with someone that we could actually score more goals because we had 9 chances or something that we could score 9-0, and it doesn't happen. I was a little bit frustrated, but the lag made my day because of the whole 4-2 loss.
Well, is it not more important the fact that on the day that Liverpool got a resounding 5-0 victory?
Yeah.
I believe Chelsea won as well. I haven't actually checked the full-time score of that game. Did they win?
No, I don't know. Chelsea won.
I don't know. But Liverpool won, which is basically one of our 2 or 3 main competitions. Manchester United lost. Whether today was a pretty game of football or a terrible game of football, when the record books are being wrote, a 2-0 home win that could have been a 7-0 home win against Burnley is not exactly going to be the standout performance of the season. And this weekend's newspapers and TV, they're not going to fixate on Manchester City winning 2-0 at home. They're going to fixate on Liverpool winning and Manchester United losing. So, just is what it is.
Yes, we understand that the media is very favourable to their team because we always know they always hate us and yada yada yada. Nothing new there, to be honest. But there's one thing that I agree at some point with the defenses that if, as Matti had mentioned, that if Burnley have a better winger, then we are in big trouble. Yes, Cancelo could not defend for.
So you think that Burnley could have been in the game a lot more if they had a little bit more clinical players in the final third, especially going up against João Cancelo.
I'd agree with that.
Yes, I think so because if I remember correctly, I don't remember which matches was that Cancelo did that big mistake and you was right about that Cancelo was shit.
Well, that's Martin's opinion on João Cancelo. I, of course, don't have any opinions on any footballers.
But to just like that, because in January, Puma are going to give us big bucks and then we can buy Haaland.
Well, Haaland or bust. All right, Jean Cartier. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jean Cartier. Kiam said he's going to try and set up.
Well, I can just call Kiam on.
Yeah, Kiam will just call you
him on WhatsApp. It's no
on
drama.
WhatsApp, mate, and we'll get you.
I just want to address Yusef's comment in the chat because he's back with another corker. He's back with another corker of a comment. The Reds have no money, but will still win the league. Yeah, just like you had no money in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Just like you had no money then, and you didn't buy the league. You won the league because every Saturday afternoon, Bob Paisley went to Stanley Park and picked 11 kids who were playing with jumpers for goalposts on the park and said, "Come and play for our famous Liverpool lads." Christ on a bike, deluded fan base.
Said he's juicing beds, don't call. How long's that going to... I want to know, because the thing that baffled me today...
Yusef, are you not aware of this thing called Liverpool FC, where you always have a good start to the season and then bottle it by Christmas?
What was everyone's opinion? Because I'll give you mine. I'm going to want to know off you people. For when Foden got switched from the left wing into the false nine and he removed Sterling out of the false nine to the left wing. Because there was fans joking coming out the ground saying, did he do that to get Sterling out the way? Roman Empire, do you want to come on, mate? Because we can get you on. Just cut. Scotty Moe.
Scotty Moe, don't say things like that, Scotty Moe. Virgil van Dijk was free. Virgil van Dijk was born in Wallasey, mate. He was free. Alisson is from Birkenhead. And he was a free through the academy. Naby Keita, he was actually born in Stanley Park. You know, you can't get closer to Anfield than that. Not that Yusef would know where Stanley Park is. So don't make weird comments like that, Scotty Moore, because the entirety of Liverpool's starting 11 were all free homegrown players. So,
Ronnie, you just put there, Raz will never be good in the middle. He was no good on the left wing, though. So what are we doing with him now? What do we do with him? Do we... And get this Newcastle thing gone. Get it, because it isn't going to happen. Newcastle United.
No. This entire conversation, let's just put it in the mud instead. Martin, who gives a shit about beating Burnley at home? Nobody gives a toss. Let's just focus on Yusef here, Mr. Net Spend champion. Bloody hell. Honestly, mate, the day that you actually go to Anfield is the day that you'll get booted out of Liverpool because you'll piss your pants, mate. You go into Liverpool and you'll be crying. Back to Burnley. Sorry, Martin. Yeah. No. That was just me derailing it. I'm sorry. I'm going back into retirement. Martin, get back on with your waffle. I just honestly, I hate City fans for the most part because half of them are knobs and never go to a game in their life. But Liverpool fans are just the next level of deluded idiot.
Rob's about to go back into early retirement. See ya. He'll be back in 10. He was better. Ronnie. He was. You mean better on the left as in today, or I thought he was garbage the whole game. I thought he was garbage all game. Genuinely, there was a point in the second half. De Bruyne bangs a ball over to him, and he tries to take the Burnley fullback on.
Scotty Moe, how much did Carriers cost? You know that guy. You'll never walk alone unless you've got.
He's not letting this go.
You'll never walk alone unless you've got concussion.
Oh, Blue Floyd's back. Your mate's back, Rob. You know, Blue Floyd, the big Mancunian Way fan, who just wants to come on to slag us off. Yeah. You think you'd have something better to do on a Saturday night, wouldn't you? But I digress. We'll move on because I'm going to ignore the haters. I'm going to ignore the haters. But Raheem Sterling, seriously, Newcastle, as I was saying, will not happen because Newcastle get this idea out that they're going to be spending 400-500 million. When we got took over, we were spending 25 million on a player. 25 million doesn't buy you a championship striker anymore. So what we need to do is put that Newcastle takeover into better perspective. Let's not start worrying and panicking that all of a sudden Newcastle, it will take years for them to get up there. And they can't go for the level of Sterling. Sterling will probably go to a Real Madrid or a PSG or even Italy. He'll disappear somewhere like that. But the one thing I will say, just look at the way Sterling left Liverpool to come to City. Because I did this the other day. I went away and I looked at all the back history of Sterling leaving Liverpool. From the transfer, from the contract situation, not getting the wages he wanted, from going out in the press and making quotes. And he's literally doing the same thing right now. He's literally a carbon copy of what he did. So there you go. But getting back to Burnley, because we went off course there. The ship just veered off a little bit, went down the road. But what I want to know is who is coming on this show. This is the post-match. Every time we have a game, we're going to have a post-match. We want to get you people involved. We want to get you onto our Discord service, Mancunian Way. If you're not on the Discord right now, and you're on WhatsApp, we can ring you on WhatsApp. We can do it on Skype. We want to get you people involved. We want to hear from you. This is going to be your show, this post-match. We don't just want to sit here going on for an hour and a half. We want to hear from you people. You know, this is going to be your show. And that's what we want to hear. So, Roman, come on, get on. Jean Cartier's been on. Big thank you. Scotty Mo, come on. Come and have a chat with me and Rob. We want to hear from you. Kiam, stop juicing your veg and get on. Come on. Get on. Get on. So where are we at here? Let's have a look. Roman, F.A. Ali, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate all your hard work you've been doing over the last couple of days for us, mate. Appreciate that. You don't have Sterling on the right wing, but we'll get into that. Let's go back to Burnley. Let's go back to the Burnley. For me, the back line, Laporte and Stones. You will now appreciate the Diaz and Laporte, or especially the Diaz and the Stones partnership, because for me, the Laporte-Stones partnership, I'm not 100% sure that fully gelled. I'm really not sure it gelled fully today. Because I will say, I thought Laporte had a couple of wobbles. I'm not going to say that challenge he made was a red card. Because if you look at the challenge again, his studs weren't up. And he didn't make the tackle fuller. I don't know what you're going to say, but it's the intent. I think the challenge was probably a yellow card. But maybe one or two refs might have sent him off for that challenge. Thought the Burnley player, I can't remember who it was, totally made the most of it. Burnley players did that 2 or 3 times, actually. I've never seen Martin Atkinson stop the game 3 times for something that weren't head injuries. And I always thought that head injuries would stop the game for. Who have we got?
Martin, we're joined by a caller on this, the most exciting of post-matches of the season. Our big local derby, Burnley, sick-fingered sister fuckers. Kurt, tell us all about it.
Well, thanks for the introduction, mate. Yeah, it was a bit of a nothing game, really. Burnley at home, take the 3 points. I thought Nick Pope played really well, kept him in the game. Didn't want to have. Must not be nice for a goalkeeper to be getting banged 5-0 and to be brought up, because obviously he's their keeper. So, shouts out to him. I think he had a really good game. Well, for us, Phil was great. I thought Bernardo was great as always. I was quite impressed with Stefan, to be fair. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it's not an easy job to come in. We take those. Some poor performances, but low block at home. They weren't offering much, but I did think they tried to press us quite high up in the pitch, knowing that we didn't have Edison to knock a 60-yard ball straight into someone's
It was a bit more of a B-Tech than Southampton, though. Southampton did a better job of it.
Yeah, completely, obviously, but Southampton are a team that probably press a lot more in training and more likely to deploy a pressing system against other sides, whereas, like, Burnley aren't going to be pressing anyone, really. They probably just thought, they'll probably surprise them out the gate a bit if we're a bit choosy when we press, and we press at certain times, and we press in a pack. Maybe we can get some joy, especially when they saw Ake and Laporte on the same side. They probably thought we can get a bit of joy against these guys. So yeah, so credit to them. I thought they put up a better showing than they have the last few times they can get there. But easy 3 points for us. We move on. United lost, we won. Happy days, really, innit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Kurt, can I ask you a quick question, mate?
Kurt can't hear you, Martin. That's not how life works, mate. Unlucky. Sorry. If you want to go on a date, if you want to go on a date with him, find him on Tinder. Sorry, Martin. I know you get excited when somebody says exactly what I say on a regular basis, but in a southern accent, but.
Well, they're all loving Kurt.
Hey, what can I say? But yeah, I do want to say I thought Cancelo was really good. Bit poor defensively.
What?
But I actually thought he was really good today because usually everyone who knows me I always go on about Mahrez, but Mahrez had a less than stellar performance, to put it very, very, very mildly. I thought he was absolutely shocking, Mahrez, and probably have to have a look in the mirror and say, what the heck was that, mate?
Well, Riyad Mahrez, but this is what I don't understand. Riyad Mahrez has been exactly the same player since day one. He was perfect at Leicester. But when he came to Manchester City, he drops the shoulder, cuts inside, and either blasts the ball at the defender or blasts it into the stratosphere. There's nothing more to his game than that.
I think obviously what doesn't help Mahrez is the fact that we just don't play in transition that much because we just play against low blocks.
We're not Leicester.
We played PSG, who've got over £1 billion team, and they parked the bus with 8 defenders against us and got praised for it. Mm-hmm. So this is the world we live in now. So, it is what it is. But on the game, I'll take that, mate. I was chuffed a bit. So I thought it was a good little game. I thought Burnley put up a good test from what they normally do at our place. So credit to them for it.
Yeah, for it being 2-0 instead of 5-0, yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, mate, it's small victories, mate. As a professional footballer, getting smacked 5-0 and getting brought up multiple
the keeper
times,
especially. I think before the game I saw the statistic that he'd conceded something like 27 goals in the last 5 games against us or something like that. So the fact that that's not gone above 30 today will have done his confidence a little bit of, So yeah.
He's a good keeper, you know what I mean? He isn't the greatest keeper in the world, but I think he's a top quality. Definitely should be playing at
Premier
this
League
level.
Absolutely Premier League level.
Definitely. And I think, he did himself proud. To be honest with you, I also want to say I thought Dwight McNeil, whenever Burnley can't afford to keep hold of him any longer, he's going to go to a top club because he's quality as well.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I'm hard pressed to think where he would fit in at a different club because he is above the level of Burnley, but I don't know which club he'd suit.
I've always liked him. He was the first player to ever play 38 Premier League games as an under 21, and he did that at 19 years old. He played every single game for Burnley, so he's a very experienced lad. Very rarely gets injured. Tidy on the ball. I just quite like him as a player, and I just wanted to shout him out. But it wasn't much to shout out for the City performance. We just did our job and take the 3 points. Clean sheet.
3 points. And like I said before, when the history books are written, nobody's going to give a toss that it was 2-0 against Burnley and not 7-0 against Burnley.
Our result was irrelevant today. If we banged them 7-0, no one would have really cared because the story was obviously about the thing.
Liverpool game and the United defeat.
I don't know when you guys got on, but Edouard Mendy for Chelsea just absolutely saved them from a bit of an embarrassment.
Tell you what, after they made all their mistakes with like bloody what's his face, Kepa, Asper, blah blah blah. Mendy's a right little footballing goalkeeper, isn't he? Decent.
He took one full pelt to the face from about 3 yards out, mate. He was all over it. He was fantastic. We, as City fans, we know as well as Chelsea fans, you can get a lot of them wrong, but when you get them right, like Edison and like Edouard for them, you keep hold of them, mate.
And as we know as footballers, if you're a goalkeeper and you save a shot from 3 yards out with your face, you're buzzing about it all night. You don't feel the pain. You're happy as Larry.
Of course, mate, and especially when you're looking around you and everyone, you know what it's like, mate. It's ones like that you take home. But yeah, Brentford were really unlucky to not get the win, and I'm getting shouted at right now. So best go find out what that is. But cheers for me, Albion boys. 3 points, we take those. Everyone in the chat, nice to see you as always. You take care, boys. Have a good one.
Take care, Kurt.
Cheers,
bye bye. Martin, so Kurt Cancelo, best player. Ed's gone.
Well,
Ed's gone, or are you just unfairly judging João Cancelo?
Listen, maybe I watched a different game today, but when Max Cornet was getting by him with quite ease, no, sorry. I don't agree with it. I really don't. And maybe I'm being harsh and people may, Martin, you've got a Cancelo agenda. I said it in the ground, sat in my seat today. I went, because trust me, you could hear me talking today because the ground was very silent. The only time the crowd got going today is when the United score came across the screen. That's when everyone started cheering. Bernardo, head's gone. What, me? I've got an head's gone because what I've just said.
Cancelo, I think Bernardo Silva. Please, Bernardo Silva. Please retire at Manchester City, Bernardo Silva. Whatever it takes, just ditch the woman, get with a bird from Garton or something like that. Please, Bernardo Silva. Double his wages, make him captain, anything.
The thing is with Bernardo, do you know why people don't give him the praise? Because today, I've heard people say, Rodri was man of the match, Ronnie Beavers just dropped and spat his drink out everywhere. Rodri was good today, but he always plays well against Burnley. The only thing he didn't do today was generally, come up with his yearly Burnley goal. Because you look, he generally bags against Burnley and it's generally a rocket in the top corner. But, yeah, there you go, FA. There you go, Ali. I did tell you, mate. It was me responding to you. There you go. You are now a moderator, mate. So thank you and well done. Keep those timestamps coming. So, Ali, any of our videos, Ali's going to go in and timestamp them all and let you know where. So if you want to get to a certain point, you can do. But Bernardo Silva, for me, as I was saying, for me, Rob, and everyone else in the chat, he doesn't do anything like a KDB. He doesn't bang a 50-yard pass, turn on a sixpence and volley it in the top corner. Can do it, but because he doesn't do it, I'm trying to think. Do you remember like Milner? And this is going to sound really harsh here. People said Milner was a boring footballer. Bernardo's kind of like a boring footballer, but a world-class, boring footballer. And what I mean, he will run all day long, and you don't realise what that running and that energy and that legs means to a team, especially a Pep Guardiola team. And he does the simple stuff so well. And he's Johnny on the spot with goals. And if he's got to carry this on now. Last season, if you look at that 23-24 game spell where we went on winning, when KDB was injured, it wasn't just Gundogan, it was Bernardo as well in there, pulling the purse strings. So, for me, you do whatever you can to get him going. You've got to do it. Absolutely. Yeah, listen, Oscar, Cancelo's going forward has never been in question for me. Never been in question. But I don't subscribe to this story and this make-believe that in a Pep team you don't have to defend. Because that's utter rubbish. I don't care who the manager is and what your style of play is, you have to defend. You have to. Ali is already banging down the authority. I'm loving it. So he's got to be careful, Cancelo. Just because you can bomb forward does not mean that you can leave the back door wide open for a bang average player like Cornet to nearly run through it. And John Stones then looked unstable again today because he had Cancelo next to him who just kept going walkabout. And then, but you got to remember with John Stones, he had Laporte next to him today. He's used to having Diaz next to him. So there you go. We might be getting another caller on. We are trying. I'm looking. Trevor Sinclair said it was Bernardo to interview. Power mad. Oh, Yusuf's gone. Cancelo is the worst left. I got told he's the best left back at one point. I got told he was one of the best left backs. Listen, Burnley. Listen, I'm probably sounding like I'm very negative. I'm not. We won 2-0. And I know the old saying is that champions play bad and win. And I get that. Ale, stop timing everyone out, mate. We'll have nobody left. People can have a bit of a giggle, mate. I hope you've just timed him out and not banned him. Aki was left back today. So you had Nathan Aki at left back. I thought I had a really decent game. Nathan Aki did nothing bad today for me at left back. Nothing bad. I thought, like Roman just said, I thought Aki had a really decent game today. And that's high praise for him indeed, because I used to go into Nathan Aki for me was a left back where I got worried. I wasn't worried at all today.
Martin, we've got another caller, Ryan from Carlisle.
Oh, have we gone then?
Hello, Martin. I can't hear you. I'm sure you're having a heads gone moment.
Yep,
I've not seen a lot of the game, but from what I have seen in the highlights that I've seen since work, John Stones I thought was pretty average today. I think it's another game that goes to show why Laporte shouldn't be starting for us and should probably have been sold in the summer. And João Cancelo, brilliant as always, but I would like to see him pushed further up and maybe even tried on the wing, up on right wing. So I don't know what you want to take from that, but speaking fact.
Oh, that's fact, is it? Anyone else should be sold?
Oh, well, I mean, Martin. Could sell Martin. How much do you reckon we'd get for him?
You won't get brass buttons for that, idiot.
You reckon we could get a crate of Stella out of him?
You would get a crate of Budweiser and throw it in the bin.
I'm with you, Roman.
No, just Laporte, really.
So Ryan Corey wants Laporte sold and Cancelo to play right wing. Head's gone.
Gone, head's gone, head's gone, head's gone.
So, sell Edison as well. What? Superior goalkeeper.
Martin, how do you feel about that? Thanks, Ryan. Speak to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
You can tell Ryan didn't catch most of the game today. Andrew, you went to the game. Me and you watched a different João Cancelo today. Does he look better on the television? I mean, does he? Does he look better on the television? Rob, am I missing something? Are we missing something when we're at these games? Are we genuinely missing something? And then Emerick Laporte, we've got to sell him. Sell Ryan Corey. Get a bag of nuts for him. And a bag of pork scratchings.
Hello, we're through to Moonbase Canada with our caller Kiam from Canada.
I'm alive on the Mancunian way.
Yeah, you're live on the Mancunian way. Yeah. What do you have to say?
It's been a dream of mine, this, Rob.
I'm sure it has been a dream of yours.
I'm actually studying Starbucks. I'm doing a Martin waiting for my latte.
You're studying Starbucks waiting for a latte, yeah?
I am indeed. How's everyone doing?
Have you got anything to say about the football match today?
You know what? The only thing I've got to say about the football today is what people need to remember. City have moved on. We're on a level. You know, we're up there now with like the best teams in the world. Today is just it's a training game.
Yeah.
Nothing that happened on the pitch really matters. It's a training game. We dropped a few players. We brought a few in. Everything that happened, every little battle, Cancelo, Mahrez, at the end of the day, doesn't really matter in a game like that. It's just a bit of a run out for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most of the players
Keep
were
minutes in the
thinking
legs.
about
Nathan Ake was all right today, wasn't he?
He was all right. You know what I mean? He wasn't anything special. I don't know if I'd have trusted him in a big
I've
game,
just given my best
like
ever match report about Nathan Ake and came saying he was all right. You know what I mean? Can't do right for wrong.
Right, I'm just heading out of Starbucks. I can take your mask off. Breathe. There we go.
Shocking.
Right, I'm in the rain. But so I think really it was a decent display overall. I think Cancelo, Martin's giving him a hard time for no reason at all. When you've got Mahrez in front
Martin,
of you,
isn't it? He's got agendas, Martin Horsfield.
You're always going to struggle when you got Mahrez. He doesn't trap back. He leaves you exposed. So Cancelo was running around like a bloody headless chicken. You know what I mean? So it's going to happen. So I think Foden did okay. Running down a few blind alleys at times. Sterling was absolutely terrible, considering the headlines he's had all week, and he might be wanting to leave and blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm just gonna stop this anti-Sterling agenda. It's getting boring. He's not had a striker for 2 years, so he's half the player he should be, and he's got to do what's right for his career. So if he wants to leave the club, then he needs to make that public. Any other player on the planet would have the same right to do the same thing. He's not happy. Is he not entitled to say that he's not happy?
I don't mind. I actually don't mind the fact that he said it. There's nothing against that. But when you're coming out and saying about game time, and then you get game time and you put in a display like that.
Yeah, I've got no dispute. I've got no dispute against that. He's not had great game time. In an England shirt, he's a completely different player. I saw a statistic which was in the last 26 games for England, Sterling has scored 15 goals, I think it was, and in the last 26 games for City, he scored about 3. The key difference between the two teams is England play with a striker consistently, City don't. It's very telling.
It's one of them. I mean, I know we all want Haaland. I don't think that's a secret. Everyone wants Haaland. And I'd love it if we get Haaland. But do we lose a bit of the energy in the team? Do we lose the shape of the team if we have to drop one of those midfielders? Because, I mean, who's gonna miss out?
Well, it naturally would be. It would be Sterling, or it would be Gabby Jesus, although I wouldn't personally drop Gabby Jesus because he's great on the right. I think we're in for a bit of luck with who would fit in, because Ferran Torres is injured for the next 6 months, apparently.
Yeah, because the conundrum, Rob, is, the Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, because...
Well, Bernardo Silva's undroppable, Kean. Bernardo Silva's undroppable.
We need to play Foden, and we probably... We'll play Mahrez, I'd imagine, on the right in the Champions League. But then, if we do get a striker, who do you drop out of KDB and De Bruyne? KDB.
Yeah, I don't think it's a case of dropping either of them. I really do actually just think it's a case of dropping the man you just mentioned, and that's Riyad Mahrez. I'd rather have Gabriel Jesus putting balls in the box than Riyad Mahrez shooting the moon.
Yeah, I mean, I like Gabriel Jesus. I like him. And he has pretty much grabbed that role now, hasn't he, on the right? I reckon that's his position. Mm-hmm. So Gabby on the right, Foden on the left.
And then Haaland through the middle.
Haaland through the middle if we can get him.
I'll tell you the one thing that's been frustrating, Kean. The one thing that's been frustrating recently is the fact that we've not had the chance to see Liam Delap for one reason or another.
He's injured, isn't he?
Yes, I know that's why I just said for one reason or another, Martin. I think the big issue that I have is the fact that if Liam Delap would have been fit, then he would have been the natural switch if we brought Haaland in. But obviously we've not been able to see what a striker looks like or a natural striker looks like in this team. So we've been doing a hodgepodge of putting Grealish in there, Torres in there, and even Sterling in there. And Grealish doesn't look good there. Sterling doesn't look good there. Torres is the only one that looks all right there. But I'd love to see an actual striker at the club. And I can't believe over the last decade, we've gone from being a club that has had four out and out strikers to a club that's got none. I'm so desperate for a striker. And obviously,
I agree with you, Rob. I would have given Delap a proper chance in the team.
That's right. It's just frustrating though because of his injuries. His injuries has really been
frustrating. Yeah, because they're going to go out and spend hundreds of million or whatever for Haaland, with wages and fees and everything. And we've got a lad there who might potentially be as good as Haaland if he gets an opportunity. So it's a no-brainer to give him a proper chance.
Yeah.
But
well, I said that a couple of weeks ago on one of these streams. A couple of weeks ago on one of these streams, I said if he was fit at the start of the season, give him the first 6 games. It doesn't affect our season, because that'd include 2 Champions League games, 2 or 3 Premier League games, and then the cup game. And that we would have been able to see then whether he was good enough. But obviously he got the injury, so then we never found out.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right, Kiam. I'll let you get on with your Starbucks.
Interesting. Cheers. Well
Thank you
done,
very
guys.
much.
Enjoying the channel, so keep it up. And everyone who's watching, get sharing the channel with your mates and get it up.
I have a cheers, buddy.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Thank you, Kiam. We've got to remember, though, I know we've just said about it's going to be Mahrez or Sterling. We still don't know what's going to happen with Bernardo's future yet. It's all right, me, you, and everyone in the chat going, Bernardo, lifetime contract. As of right now, all we've been told is that Bernardo basically still wants out.
Yeah, we get that, Martin.
So,
but it's up to us as a club to do everything we can to change his mind. That's the whole point. That's what we're saying. Because, listen, 2 things for you, Martin. 1, every success that we've had in the last 2 seasons has been through the dynamo that is Bernardo Silva, making everything work, making everything tick. He even made Gundogan look like a good player when he was playing with Gundogan when Kevin De Bruyne was injured. And just... There is no other player like him in the entire world. There's no other midfielder like him in the entire world. Look at what United have got in a similar position. They've either got McTominay, Pogba, Fred, Matic, and the Dutch fella, the former Ajax lad. Can't remember his name because he never gets a game.
Overmars.
No, he plays for United right now, man.
Oh, Van der Beek.
Yeah, Van der Beek. Yeah. So that's United have got 5 options there. None of them anything like Bernardo Silva. None of them. Chelsea have got Jorginho and Kante. Both very good players. Nothing like Bernardo Silva. There's no player in world football that's like Bernardo Silva. And he is the key to everything we do. So losing him... Listen, losing Bernardo Silva would be worse for this team on the whole than losing Kevin De Bruyne. Fact.
Yeah. No, I see, KDB is a strange one at the moment because he is, for me, one of the best midfielders in the world, without doubt. Bernardo Silva's building his way up there at the moment, slowly, but he's got to keep going on this trajectory.
Yeah, but Martin, this is the subjective side of football that I don't really like. You say that Bernardo Silva's working his way up to being there, but it's apples and oranges, mate. Bernardo Silva does everything that Kevin De Bruyne can't do, and Kevin De Bruyne does everything Bernardo can't do. Kevin De Bruyne has never been a quick player. Never. Bernardo Silva, look, Andrew W just said it in the chat there. Without Bernardo Silva, our midfield gets overrun. Now, you're saying that Kevin De Bruyne's world class, which in some regards he is, but without balance in the midfield, without a player like Bernardo Silva in the midfield with him, it doesn't matter if you're world class because you never got the ball because the opposition team is running rings round you. So this is why I hate the whole he's a goat, she's a goat nonsense. It's a fucking team game. It's a team game. And without the right composition of players,
look at Ronaldo now at United. He looks like a fish out of water right now at United. And everyone was waxing lyrical that he'd just walk into the United team and win them the league. And he looks further off it because he doesn't fit Ollie's style of football. And the thing with KDB, what you got to remember is he's 30. I don't know when he's 31, but he's had a lot of niggly little injuries that at that age don't become niggly anymore. And
Let's not forget the other thing there. Kiam a minute ago was saying, right, who do you drop out if you buy Haaland? Don't forget, there's bloody Jack Grealish on the bench still.
Well, that was about to be my next point.
So Kevin De Bruyne's getting
right.
Let's say that this is Ilkay Gundogan's last season or second to last season, so that's a space freed up. It's Fernandinho's last season. It's definitely Riyad Mahrez's last season. So you've got to completely rejig that midfield. In about a season and a half time, Kevin De Bruyne's not going to be playing 38 games a season. It'll be a 20-25 game. Because, listen, Kevin De Bruyne's peak, he's at his peak now, but he hasn't got the longevity of certain players. Like Fernandinho was only dropped off now in this year. Kevin De Bruyne will drop off at 31, 32 because of his injuries. So,
and when we say drop off, we're talking at the levels he's been at. Peak Kevin De Bruyne. Still going to be a good player at 31, 32, but he's not going to be doing, 20 odd assists every season and playing amazing. Like, he's going to have breakdowns now. And Sean's bang on, and so's Rob. They are bang on with what they're saying. And it's sad because you see it with Aguero, didn't we, Rob? Bernardo's our new Aguero. Totally different players again, though. So for me, Kevin De Bruyne, going back to that one, Kevin De Bruyne, for me, fantastic player, will be a City legend, but Bernardo Silva, Rob said, you can't compare the two. So do you bring in Ireland, who do you drop out? You can't drop Kevin. You're not going to drop Bernardo. It's Sterling. There is only Sterling, and Mahrez goes out. But then you got the conundrum. Well, Sterling will play better with the striker. But Sterling comes out when the striker comes in. Because you can't drop anybody else. Can't drop Foden. You've still got a £100 million player who wasn't even involved today, sat on the bench. And trust me, Jack will not have liked that today. Because I don't know if he was ever on the bench at Villa. I don't think he was ever on the bench at Villa, except for the start of his career. So that'll be a culture shock. So Grealish can't play every game. No, I'm saying, Charlie, what I was about to say with the Grealish thing, where it becomes worse, is because what you've got the problem of is because Grealish came off in the England game. It won't be doing his confidence any good. It won't have done his confidence.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
And
Martin Horsfield's not paid his electric
What's
bill.
going on here? Right, I think I'm back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
Do apologise. Yeah, go.
Gone, heads gone.
Yeah, hello. Sorry about that. We just had a little bit of a technical itch. So at least you know we're live, because we had a little bit of a technical itch there. He'll be back, but slightly out of sync. So Jack Grealish, point we made, Charlie, Jack Grealish got subbed the other night when he was probably England's best player, and then he got benched today. These are the little things that go into a player's mind. This is what happens. Little things like that play into his mind. Because Jack Grealish hasn't started City's season on fire. been okay, not been bad. But remember where he's come from on just last thing on Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is a £100 million player, but he's surrounded by £150 million KDB, 130 Foden, like Gary Neville said the other day. He's surrounded by bigger and better players now. So let's just with the Grealish stuff. But we'll see what happens with Grealish going forward. But like I said, we'll see how he comes back. Rest him. I don't think he is, Charlie. I think Pep just rotated it today because of internationals. I don't think that Champions League game has anything to do with it, unless I've missed some quotes from Pep, Charlie. I might have missed some quotes from Pep Guardiola. What I want to do is the second goal, KDB. It was a great finish, great run. Can anyone tell me, because it was at my end, but I've not seen it back since. Would the referee have given the penalty on Mahrez? I don't know. I'm presuming he would have done. Because Mahrez went to get the ball, got taken out, and there was a bit of a delay from about 5 seconds. Felt like 5 seconds. After Kevin De Bruyne scored, because there wasn't a big hoo-ha about the goal from the crowd. It was like, oh, hang on. So I don't know whether he was going to give the foul. It would have been a penalty either way. But great finish from Kevin De Bruyne. Johnny on the spot, straight in, bang.
Speaking of penalties, Martin, other end, it was at your end. Should Burnley have had a penalty? Different day, different referee. Would they have got a pen?
No. Played for it. Totally played for it. Absolutely played. Like I said earlier on, I thought that's what Burnley players did all afternoon. I thought they were going down softly. I thought Nick Pope was time wasting all the way through the game. I thought that was just Sean Dyche's tactics today of delay the game, keep it going. So no, I don't think it was a penalty. Did you see it from your end? I presume you didn't, did you?
Not close enough, mate. Not close enough.
You want to say it? Well, Oscar's just told me Mahrez it wasn't a penalty, so keeper got a ball and it was offside. Yeah, well, there you go then. But to me, it wasn't a penalty at all. Are we gone again? Just, can you talk? Am I still here? There we go, I'm still here. Zach Steffen. I know Ryan talked about him earlier. Zach Steffen today, it's the first time in a while. I know we've talked about Bravo the other night and Thursday night. We talked about Caballero, but you always had a little bit of a with them. You weren't sure. You weren't too sure. Can I just say, Zach Steffen, I have no issues whatsoever with. I feel so confident with him. I feel so confident with Zach Steffen in our goal. And today, his distribution is not as good as Edison, not going to lie. But he was coming out, he was heading balls, he was being brave. He was doing some great work. Great save, one-on-one. So, and distribution is coming on too. Yeah, he can work on that in training.
Zach Steffen's a really very, very good goalkeeper. He'd be. I'm going to go out and bravely say, 12 teams in the Premier League, Zach Steffen would be the first choice goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Very, very good number 2. Nobody under Pep Guardiola as a manager, nobody will ever challenge Edison, because Edison's distribution is why Pep Guardiola bought him, why he's in the team.
Yeah.
Etc., 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 blah, blah, blah. But Zach Steffen, very, very solid goalkeeper. I'm always very confident when he's in the team. Cup games, everything, Zach Steffen's your man. Really great guy. Really great guy.
When did he get back? Does anyone know when he got back?
Probably yesterday. Probably yesterday. But I don't think he didn't play. He didn't. Well, Zach Steffen didn't play. This is going out on a limb here, but there might be different regulations on travelling from wherever Edison travelled from wherever Zach Steffen travelled from.
Right,
but Zach Steffen didn't
get that last yesterday.
I don't know, but Zach Steffen didn't play. Zach Steffen didn't play for USA, so that might have had something to do with it.
So and they're not allowed to play so much. Right, so they're not allowed to play so many games.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
actually
probably
know.
that rule. It's probably that rule.
Ryan's joined us. Does he want to defend his position on João Cancelo for the last 20 minutes of the stream?
Ryan,
he's a great player.
he is going forward. But he's garbage at the back, Ryan. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't need players to defend. We're playing Burnley.
Oh, you're having a laugh here.
You don't need defenders, Martin.
What are we, the OK Corral?
Sure, whatever that means.
No, the OK, it's the Wild West. No, but Ryan doesn't. You need to be able to defend. Today, Max Cornet was getting around him. Brilliant going forward. He's immense going forward. So maybe it was a great point that, so I think it was you, Ryan, or someone said in the comments, play him as a winger. Don't use him
I
as
said that when I joined
play him as a
the call
fullback.
with Rob.
No, but maybe you could though, Rob, because going forward he's brilliant. Going back, no, sorry.
When I got home from the football, I quickly put together that team, the starting 11 team there. Can we
I'll come up with a revolutionary idea here, Martin. Why don't we play João Cancelo in defensive midfield?
Yeah, I mean, I've said that before. But can I just say about the combination of Laporte and Stones? I love both of them. I think they're both excellent defenders, but Laporte and Stones is not the first choice combination. It has to be either Diaz and Stones or Diaz and Laporte. João Cancelo, obviously, as long as Kyle Walker's living and breathing and playing for Manchester City, he's never going to be the first choice right back. Martin, please stop looking off the screen to whatever it is in Infinity that you want to look at.
I'm getting them off the stuff. That's what I'm doing.
You're getting them off the stuff?
Yeah.
Have you got a deal around at your house? Is there a deal around at your house?
No.
Nathan Ake was fine. There was nothing sensational from Nathan Ake today, and there was nothing bad from Nathan Ake today. Rodri, again, nothing sensational, nothing horrible. Bernardo Silva is amazing. Kevin De Bruyne was fine. Sterling, I'm not tired of defending Sterling because I will always defend Sterling as long as he's playing out of position for one. He's a right winger. That's all he is. Now there are some players in this world that are more versatile. Bernardo Silva would do a job on the right wing and would do a job in the midfield. But Raheem Sterling is only a right winger, and he's only a good right winger when you have a striker in the team. Phil Foden was decent. Actually, I think Phil Foden was a yard or two off. But that might be the international football catching up with him.
Speaking of good players, Haaland scored twice today.
Oh, are you going on about Haaland?
Riyad Mahrez
he did score
awful.
twice.
Riyad Mahrez was awful, and he always is awful. I can't stand Riyad Mahrez. Never have stood him.
46 and 46 for Haaland, didn't it?
That changes like every game. I have no idea.
He's a 1-in-1 striker. Think of it that way. 1-in-1.
Listen, if Haaland came to the Premier League and he was only a 1-in-2 striker, it'd still be incredible. It'd still be world class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A 1-in-2 striker.
1-in-4 striker at the minute.
Exactly. So yeah. But listen, everyone needs to. I don't. Whatever was said by Raheem Sterling in the media, it was obviously put out there for a reason.
Yeah.
A move away from the club would be a good thing for both parties as long as we get money for him. Between 65 and 85 million, I'd be more than happy. But don't start some Raheem Sterling hate train based on the fact that he's being asked to do a job that he's nowhere near good enough to do. He's a right winger, and that's all he is. That's all he is. And he's a right winger that needs a striker. And when he's not got a striker...
He's not meaning that as in that's all he is. Like,
no, there's plenty of players out there that have only been good at one thing and still had great careers. So just lay off the Raheem Sterling hate train and just realise he's a right winger and he's a right winger without a striker.
But the problem is, like you just said, to get, is it going to be Sterling that goes out for the strike? Because you're going to have to sacrifice someone.
But yeah, like I said, but
That's
if
the
we have to make up the finances, or we have to balance the books in some way, Raheem Sterling leaving is good for both parties. It means he gets a fresh chance at a different club. We get some money back on the books, and if we put that money into Haaland, then that's fine. If Raheem Sterling stays and we get to see what Sterling's like with Haaland, even that's great situation for us. I don't. It's not. We don't lose in this situation either way. I don't think.
No, and I don't think.
I'd love to see. Personally, I'd love to see Phil Foden on the left, Gabriel Jesus on the right, and Haaland through the middle. I think that would absolutely terrorise anybody. Absolutely terrorise anybody. The only thing that I've no idea about is where the hell does Jack Grealish play football? Can he play left back? Can Jack Grealish play left back? Because he doesn't get into the starting 11 when we're at full fitness.
If you've got Rodri as your CDM, and then you're going to be looking at what? Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo? God, this is what I mean. Grealish was signed as a replacement for somebody. Definitely. And the more I get it, the more I hear it, and the more we keep... Because trust me, me and Rob have sat with the rest of the people on here and chatted about this, and we've all gone, where we're putting Grealish, it's not a problem, but it's going to be a bit of a crunch because you can't keep putting £100 million player as a square peg in a round hole. He wasn't bought as a left winger. He was bought, for me anyway, as a left back. Bernardo was going out and he was coming in. Because you're not going to get the best out of him. You get the best out of Grealish.
All I can say to that is, Martin, that is one massive bullet dodged, because Jack Grealish instead of Bernardo, no thanks. No thanks. And there's nothing wrong with Jack Grealish as a player.
Yeah, may still happen, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Jack Grealish as a player.
No.
But he ain't Bernardo Silva.
Player.
Kevin De Bruyne 3 or 4 more years? No, 2 years at the most. Two years at this level at the most.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Injuries will catch up to him and he'll start lagging.
Right,
when you're playing Call of Duty later, Ali, unplug your modem, yeah, when you're playing Call of Duty. That's what Kevin De Bruyne will be like in 2 years' time.
On the lag. On the lag, not the lash, where anyone says it. Listen, today's game for me was a get the job done. It wasn't brilliant, because it wasn't. It was either way I put it was a Southampton performance with 2 goals added in.
Right, and the difference is 2 extra points.
Yeah, but but you get the 2 extra points for it. So it'll be one of them. We got the job done. It's 3 more points on the board, and then we move on, because Chelsea, like from what people are saying, because I've not watched the game, Chelsea haven't played well today, and they won away at a very difficult team. So
that's all we needed to do. All we needed to do was keep pace with Liverpool and keep pace with Chelsea. That's all we needed to do.
Is anybody going to want to have a debate with me about man of the match being Bernardo? Because I have heard some say
not really, Martin. It's always Bernardo Silva for me, but that's just because I enjoy hard work more than anything else.
Ryan,
I don't watch the game. I was at work.
Can anyone make a case though? All right, let's go full strength for a second. Edison in net, Walker at right back, Stones at right centre half, Diaz at left centre half, Zinchenko at left back, Rodri at DM, Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva in midfield, Gabriel Jesus at right wing, Phil Foden left wing, and Ferran Torres through the middle. Who does Jack Grealish replace? Out of that team we just named, who does Jack Grealish replace? Answers on a postcard. Answers on a postcard. All I'm saying is, can Jack Grealish play left back? That's all I'm saying.
Well, McAtee went there in the cup.
Zinchenko will play 3 at the back.
Scotty Moll, come on. Surely you've got a fishing rod out there. Are you a garden gnome, Scotty Moll? Because you got your fish. Hard work is the easiest trait to have. Come on. Oh dear. Fishing rods are out right now.
True. I mean, well, here's a question. You just said then.
Come on. Who does Jack Grealish replace? Rotation. He's £100 million, Martin. Who does he replace?
What about a Gundogan? Because I don't think Gundogan's got another.
Let's ask Andy. Andy, you're in the chat.
Please put Bernardo the best.
Right, obviously Bernardo's the best, but my mum died. My mum died 4 years ago, and she knows that Bernardo Silva's the best. I'm just asking, right? I've named the team there: Walker, Stones, Diaz, Zinchenko, Rodri, Bernardo, Kevin De Bruyne, Gabriel Jesus, Ferran Torres, and Phil Foden. Who does Jack Grealish replace? Who? The kit man? The kit man? The guy carrying the bottles?
Rotation.
He's £100 million player, Martin.
But as I said earlier, you've got £150 million De Bruyne, 120. He's playing with different players now. He's 100 million for Villa. He's not 100 million in our team. Is a lot of money.
Charlie. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Jack Grealish has come to Manchester City expecting to play a lot of football. So I'm asking, where does he fit in? I've just named what I think is our best starting 11.
Ronnie's gone on his Bernardo.
Who does he replace? Oh, so Bernardo at CDM. So that's how you fit Jack Grealish in, is it? Honestly, who does he replace? Who does Jack Grealish get in ahead of?
No, but Charlie, that's what Robbie's saying. As £100 million player, he's not come to really sit on the bench. KDB doesn't sit a lot of time on the bench. Bernardo's not really on the bench a lot. £100 million player isn't coming to really sit on the bench, is what we're saying, Charlie. Well, Andy's put Mahrez. He replaced him with Mahrez.
No. The front three is Foden, Torres, and Gabriel Jesus. So Mahrez is already on the bench. Well, he's at Newcastle in January, to be fair.
Yeah, Mahrez.
But who does Jack Grealish replace in the starting 11?
Edison.
No, daft you. Edison.
You never know.
You just told me João Cancelo was world class today.
I also told you that Laporte should be sold based off the evidence of a game I haven't watched, Martin.
And I was saying Torres.
All right. Zinchenko, and then we switched to three at the back.
Ferran Torres. Hold on, Ferran Torres is probably the closest player you've got to a right answer. Probably. But yeah, well, the fact that he's out injured for 3 months helps that argument.
Yeah.
But even so, I still think Kiam's having a head's gone because he doesn't rate Ferran Torres. I mean, even though Ferran Torres is going to win the Golden Boot at the next World Cup and the Ballon d'Or before he retires, but okay, Kiam.
Who we selling to Newcastle? Oh, Mahrez. No, trust me now.
I get that we've got a big squad, and I get that it's about rotation. But I'm sorry, for someone like Gabriel Jesus, it's easy to rotate because he expects it because he's been at the club for 4 years and has been nothing but rotated.
What I'm just saying.
Ilkay Gundogan, he can rotate him in and out all week, and he's never going to complain. But Jack Grealish came from Aston Villa to play every bloody game of football. I bet you that was in his mind when he signed for us. I'm going to Manchester City to put a marker down and play every single game. And he doesn't get in the starting 11.
He is not coming to Manchester City at £100 million to go, there's the bench, off you. You've seen his face when he gets benched for England. Yeah, and he wasn't happy. And then Southgate dragged him off the other night when he was England's best player, which is a bit baffling. So that's what I'm saying. Really, today probably wasn't the game to rest him in because he probably wasn't happy.
You're finally getting to the crux of what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I fully thought that Jack Grealish would absolutely start today because this would have been an easy game for him to sort of like test himself.
Get his confidence up.
But he wasn't. So
and what we've done is today.
Are we in a pickle, Jean Cartier? Tell us about this pickle.
Pickle jar. listen.
Oh, Ronnie Beaver, Daddy Beaver. You're not understanding what I'm saying, pal. I know that everyone gets benched, but there are some players that get benched less than other players. And if I was coming from my boyhood club for £100 million, I'd expect to be on the latter half of that list. And he's not. He's front and centre on the you can sit 25 games out, mate.
Yeah. That's, Charlie, the point we're trying to make. We're not saying it's a hype. We're talking in hypothetical. It's not about how great Grealish is. It's about we've spent £100 million on him. He's our record signing by some way.
Daddy Beaver, you pay attention to the EDS. How far away from... How far away... Yeah, I know. Oh, this is... Oh, my God. We're in the world of hypotheticals. We're talking about our best starting 11. Not about how many times he's bloody done the osy posy and put his leg in, out, shake it all about. Hypothetically, I'm saying he don't get into our best 11. Secondly to that, Daddy Beaver, you watch the EDS a lot more than we watch the EDS, admittedly. How far away from full match fitness is Liam Delap? And does Liam Delap get a look at our starting 11 if and when he is fit?
Christmas. Said he's back. So that's... Does anyone actually know what he's out with?
I'm asking Ronnie Beaver.
He's watching it now.
Oh dear. Ed's gone.
We know.
I know he's still bloody... Oh my God. Does this mic work? Testing.
We know. He's had a setback on his injury. What Robbie's saying is, when Delap comes in, who is he coming for?
Does he come in through anyone? Anyway, Ryan, you take over, mate. I'm in a meltdown.
We are asking
it's
to what you would... And I know we're going... Right, let me just say this part. Charlie and everyone else, it isn't just Charlie. Everyone's saying we do rotation. People are saying we rotation. Can I just make a point here? Sterling's in the situation he's in because of rotation. Bernardo wasn't happy because of rotation. There are players, you can't just go, well, it's rotation, because players aren't happy with that. If we went, we'll tell you what, Kevin De Bruyne, we're going to rotate you. You're gonna rest 1 in 3 games. He's knocking on the manager's door. He's going to be knocking on the manager's door. Going, excuse me, don't want to be rotated. I'm a first team. Do you know what you have on FIFA? This is the only analogy I'm going to make to try and make it so people understand. In FIFA, when you sign a player, you have to tell them where they're going to be. That actually happens in real life. Haaland's not going to sign for City. Haaland's not going to sign for City, and you go rotation. He'll go.
What about prospect? Could we give him a prospect squad role?
No, that's all. That's what Rob's saying. What Robbie's saying is Grealish is not come here to be told rotation. That's what he's saying. I'm like, Pep's just... What did Pep say the other day? Pep said the other day, well, you got...
Pep says a lot of things, man.
I was too good to be...
Yeah, Pep does the most rotation in the league. I think the last 4 games before today, there was like 1 player in total rotated. And Oscar, when you sign for City, you know you'll be rotated. Yes, that is factually correct. However, there are still some players that expect to be rotated more than other players. And what I'm asking is, when Jack Grealish signed from his boyhood club, who he played every game for £100 million, did he expect to be rotated very much, if at all? Especially at the start, especially still in the early part of the season, where he needs minutes in his legs and games under his belt for confidence, and games like Burnley today, which would have been an excellent game for someone like Jack Grealish to play in.
Charlie, we do get it. We do get it, Charlie.
Martin, I don't think you get your own point, mate.
No,
clearly don't.
Ryan, I do get me on point. So let's go a bit serious a minute, because everyone's going in the mud here. What I'm saying is, let's not muddy the waters with jokes. What I'm saying is, for example, David Silva didn't get rotated.
Yes, Charlie, this is his first time benched, but if this was a game against Liverpool or Chelsea, he'd be knocking on the door and saying, oh, I thought I'd be good enough to play against Liverpool or Chelsea. But when it's against Burnley, he'd be banging down the door saying, surely I'm good enough to play against these. Christ on a bike. The lack
We're
of
saying
understanding is phenomenal.
Because it's come after what happened with England. So that's what I'm saying. Anyway, let's move on, because people I don't think you're understanding what we're saying.
If I was Jack Grealish and I came to Manchester City and I've had the quality of games that I've had so far for Manchester City, I'd be thinking, right, I want to play in every single game I possibly can do to try and figure out how I fit into this squad properly. And I'd be looking at games like Burnley and saying, I should be playing against Burnley because that could be a real confidence booster for me. And he's not played against Burnley.
There you go. That's all he's saying. But let's sort. Well, Ronnie, he probably does, because what happens on internationals can affect your team quite clearly, as it has done with injuries and out of form players. It does. And that, Charlie, that's fine. We don't all have to agree on everything. We were talking hypothetically anyway. Pardon? We're doing it. Right. Let's move on, because we're going to end up getting all confused there.
Do you want me to change the topic, Martin?
So he will be more relaxed being dropped again. Yeah. He wants to play against Club Brugge. I hope he does. We'll see against Club Brugge on Tuesday night what actually happens.
How can you be more comfortable getting dropped against Burnley when your form's not been great from the start of the season? You're not getting it. If you're underperforming in the big games, you want to play in the little games to get your confidence up and to get you into the rhythm of the team.
It's the mother's birthday on Monday. She turns 50.
Happy birthday to your mother.
Thought that would change the topic a bit.
Don't forget, on Tuesday night, we are going to do a post-match. Please join the Discord, Mancunian Way, and we'll get you on to have your say. Because these post-match, again, we want to hear you. Could not type, not just on there, but to come and have a chat with us anyway. Come and have a chat with us. Let us hear your voice. Grealish fine, not sure what he's done wrong. For me, Grealish has been okay. He hasn't done anything spectacular. He hasn't done anything overly bad. The worst game he had was Liverpool.
He's been fine if we paid £50 million for him.
Has he been a £100 million player right now? No, he hasn't. Like Oscar, I don't think he's underperformed. He's settling in. So that's the point Rob's making. Play him against Burnley. Play him against Burnley. If he's settling in, it'll help him fill these empty seats. Oh, we're making a big issue about this Grealish thing. Let's move on. Let's move on. That's the point he's making, Charlie, because he's had to play him out of position because his position was taken by Foden. That's what Rob is saying. Rob is saying he's played out of position against Liverpool because Foden went back into his position on the left-hand side. And there was no room available in the midfield, so he went as the false nine. That's what Rob's saying. So what? We're back to square pegs in round holes again.
My attempted change of topic hasn't really worked.
I don't think people are understanding what we're meaning. It was a hypothetical question, and everyone's blown up about it. It was a hypothetical question.
Is Rob still here?
Charlie, it's fine to
just-
disagree, but we can agree to disagree, you know. We don't have to say that we agree with each other. This is what these shows are all about. Streams are all about. You know, but David Silva didn't get rotated. Aguero in his pomp never got rotated. Company didn't really get rotated. There are players who don't get rotated. That's a fact of football. And all Robbie's saying is for 100 million quid, you'd think he'd play. That's all I'm saying. There's no meltdown. There is no meltdown at all.
There is very much a meltdown happening right now, Martin.
There is not a meltdown by me at all.
So Roman Empire is theorising that maybe Jack Grealish picked up a little bit of a niggle. Yeah, maybe.
Anyway,
maybe.
But
I'm sure you'll find somebody who follows him on Instagram is actually not got a niggle, and let's have a meltdown over Roman Empire's point next.
Oh, Scott, my knickers are not in a twist at all. Wow.
Really?
Really?
Martin, I tried changing the subject, and then you just went back to Grealish.
But I'm not having a meltdown argument. It was a hypothetical question. And everyone has sort of not understood it. But so Burnley, we beat them 2-0. Wasn't the best performance. I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10 performance. But for me, we managed to get some squad plays in. The thing that upset me the most today was probably A, the atmosphere, and B, I thought some players didn't take their chance.
He could have been killed.
They didn't take the chance at all. Sterling didn't take his chance. Mahrez didn't take his chance. So I would expect in the Champions League, they will drop back down to the bench. And sometimes when you get your chance, Ake thought did really well today. Bernardo, man of the match. KDB fits and starts again. Fits and starts for KDB.
I think, is Kevin De Bruyne? Can I ask a question here? I can ask another question here without going into a 25. Can I ask a hypothetical question here? Would it be the worst thing in the world to give Kevin De Bruyne a month off? Like a month in physio or a month in training without game time? Does anyone think that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world? Could we afford to have like Kevin De Bruyne just get a month off and to see if he can get over those injuries and to see if he can get over those niggles? You know, like Martin just said there, my favourite player in the world, Ilkay Gundogan, is back. Could Gundogan do a job for a month while Kevin De Bruyne puts his feet up for a week and goes into the physio's room for a couple of weeks?
I'm with Andrew. I'd probably say 2 or 3
all right,
weeks.
2 weeks then. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Can anyone see that as would that be the worst thing in the world? Would it be the worst thing in the world?
I would say that's using your squad in a wise way.
I mean, again, Charlie. Robert said, hypothetically, could we allow him to have a month off? Now, the length of time, Charlie, is absolutely negotiable. It's negotiable.
Well, what he's asking, Charlie, is should KDB be given a rest to heal mentally and physically? Because anyone who's watching him right now knows KDB is not with himself. KDB said himself he's not had a rest from football. And trust me, when you're playing internationals, and I'm with Andrew all the way, stupid internationals, because I'm sick of our players playing in pointless finals and pointless everything else.
Why would I rest Kevin De Bruyne? As far as I'm aware,
you know why
when he went off injured in the Champions League final, he went onto a regimen of injections, as far as I know. And then he reported to the Belgium national team, who messed him up, because that's what the Belgium national team medical staff do, is they mess players up. They force them to train and play on injections, which doesn't mean that they get a full recovery cycle. And Kevin De Bruyne, he just, since the start of the season, while he has still had some great moments, he just looks like he's lagging a little bit. He just looks like he's overtired and he needs a rest. Kiam's quite right about him being overweight. He's probably half a stone overweight as well. So some 2-week or 3-week period of him getting some rest and recovery, proper physio, and like an exercise regime wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And what I'm asking is really, let's put it to a side a second. What would actually happen in his time off? I'm asking also, could the team cope without him for a couple of weeks? And I think right now, probably yes. Because what have we got in the next 2 weeks? We've got we've got Brighton away, a Champions League game, a West Ham in the cup. So he wouldn't play at West Ham anyway, would he?
2 games against Club Brugge in the Champions League.
And 2 games against Club Brugge. So yeah. So 2 or 3 weeks off right now. We're not gonna slide down the league, and we're not gonna get knocked out of the Champions League. So
yeah, Scotty Moe.
So that's my reasoning, Oscar. That's my reasoning, Oscar, and that's sort of like, why I think it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. However, the other side of that coin is you'd have to get Kevin De Bruyne to agree with that, and I don't know whether he's the kind of guy that would say, "Yeah, I want time off, boss."
I've got a feeling he would. You know. I genuinely think he would.
And that's where Jack Grealish could get in the team, Martin.
Yeah, there you go.
That rotation player.
Kiam, stop being naughty. Naughty boy. He's just sent me a picture of the latter.
All right. Yeah, Sami Nasri's about 25 stone now.
Let's not go down that road. That's not nice.
Sami Nasri, I thought he was a great player that wasted his career.
There's a few players, and I just pray Sterling doesn't go down that road of wasting his career. I hope but I genuinely, like I said today, this, and it does include me here, I think as fans, we do go in expecting. I said 2-1, 3-1 in the preview. I did think it'd be an hard game because I didn't think Burnley would allow us to keep spanking them 5-0.
I hope you're being sincere, Scotty Moe, because I loved Sami Nasri too.
But I genuinely, I was underwhelmed today by probably. I tell you what, I was underwhelmed about some of the running off the ball by some players. That underwhelmed. I genuinely do. I was underwhelmed. Andrew and Rob, you were both at the game. You probably know what I mean. There was some off the ball running that was a bit half-assed, half-hearted, a bit. And Kiam said it earlier, it felt like a training game. And I don't like games like that. I'm a bit like, don't like them. And I do think we should be, and I think what I'm disappointed at is players were there for a chance and they should have took the chance. And Sterling played 2 roles today. He played up front and he played on the wing, and he failed at both. Mahrez failed on the wing today. Cancelo going forward, brilliant. Back, struggled.
I've heard that Riyad Mahrez's shot hit William Shatner on his way back to Earth.
Yeah, I won't go into the Mahrez shot in the first half. Ake took his chance today. I thought Ake was very good. I can't wait to see Zinchenko, but for some reason Zinchenko's just not. I don't know if he's still training to be fit, but we'll see. See, Andrew, I don't think he was. I thought he was. He made some okay runs, but he couldn't take his man on. Yeah, and we probably. And I thought the crowd were dead. It was just a bit of a nothing game today. And that's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. And sometimes it was a catch-22 because I think the players needed the crowd to get behind them today. and the crowd needed the players to up it for them to get going. So the fans were waiting for the crowd, the fans were waiting for the players to get going, and the players were waiting for the fans to get going. And they just didn't interact at all today. So there you go. We're not going to talk about him. Yeah. Oh yeah,
like a Christmas present.
Andrew, they're there every game, mate. Every game they're there. Trust me, they are there. Like I said, Sterling can be world class. It's in here with him sometimes. It's in here. And like I said, it doesn't help when you've got some idiot in row whatever shouting at you every 2 seconds, calling you every name under the sun. That doesn't help. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's more a mental thing with Sterling at the moment. But, yeah, I hope next time we come on and we do these post-match. Ryan, are you going to come on next time? We've got to get you lovely people into Discord. Come and join us. Go on to Discord. You can get an app on your phone. I've got him shouting in my background.
A bit harder.
Charlie,
I might watch the Bruges game, Martin. So you might be in luck.
Charlie's disagreeing with everything we're saying tonight. I don't know what he's up with Charlie tonight. Anything we're saying, he's just having a go at us. That.
Charlie, my mother's turning 50 on Monday. Disagree with that one. Boom. It's a fact.
He's disagreeing with anyone's saying tonight, Charlie.
That's interesting from Andrew there. Do you have any confidence in our ability to make decent? At this point, Andrew, between 65 and 85 million, I'd be happy because City are terrible at selling players.
Kiam, I've tried to give you the Discord link. YouTube won't let me share it. They just delete it straight away.
And you could always post it on your Twitter, Martin.
I have posted it on Twitter 3 times. Go over to Horsey City. There you go, Horsey City. I'll put it in the chat.
Why would you put it in the chat when it's behind you on the screen, you absolute donkey?
And it's also on the screen in front of you. It's on the screen in front of you. It's in the chat at Horsey City. I will put the Discord link in.
Shocking.
With when we finish now.
Pump it. Pump that Discord.
As soon as we're finished, get on Discord.
Well, we are
voice
shocking.
chats in there. I'm on it. Ryan's on it. Rob's on it. Sean's on it.
We are shocking
Kiam's
at selling.
Going to be on it.
When we're selling a player, we are shocking at making money. But would anyone be really that upset if we got 65 for him?
No.
Martin, you need to screw them screws on your desk need tighten, Martin, because every time you type on your keyboard, you wobble up and down.
It is a loose.
You're loose.
Yeah, come and join us on Discord.
Didn't know how to respond to that one.
Get on Discord. I'm going to put the link in at Horsey City in the next 5 minutes. Come and join us. And on Tuesday night,
that's the big one that I don't want this loan to buy nonsense or this loan to loan nonsense. Get rid of
money only.
Feck it off. When we get rid of a player, cash money or do one.
What about straight swap Haaland for Sterling?
Are we going to wear masks when we do it, Martin? No
No
offense to Raheem Sterling, I love the guy, but Haaland's worth about 7 sterlings for one Haaland, the exchange rate.
Sean, thank you so much for saying it's excellent, because we feel like people are not liking us at the moment, mate. We feel like we're upsetting people. I don't know why. We're only talking football opinions.
Oh, it's mainly me, Martin. It's mainly me.
I feel like we've upset Charlie. Charlie don't like us.
What it is, Martin, it's because I'm a Mancunian who goes to the games. That must be the big
Palmer
issue.
hat-trick. That's wonderful. Loving that Cole Palmer, but I would love it if he was done it today against Burnley. Not with a contract rundown. That's the problem. He's got 18 months left. And maybe he shouldn't have asked for 400 grand or whatever it is. Maybe that was always been the problem. We don't know. We're not in the doors of Man City. We're not in the corridors. We don't know.
Why not, Martin?
Shocking. I'm not in
no dedication.
I'm not
No
allowed.
dedication.
Can I have a budgie?
But yeah, don't forget Sunday night.
He could have been killed.
We will be on Twitch. Me and Rob, come and join us for a bit of FIFA.
John Carty, I wish I was rolling in the hate cash. I do a day job 40 hours a week. I come home and manage a household with a family. And then I put 40 hours a week into this as well. And it just makes me cry.
I've got to say, Robbie's feeling a little bit not liked at the moment. Come on.
Martin,
Can I
shut
just
the
say
hell up, Martin. That's absolute nonsense, Martin. Behave yourself. You can tell that Martin was bullied when he was a kid because he went and told Martin went and told the bullies, "You're making me feel bad."
Scotty Moll, it's all banter, mate.
Yeah, of course it's all banter. Yeah,
all banter, mate, and you bang on. We want to have a laugh.
The only problem is that if we were all in a pub, nobody would banter with me because they.
If we were in a pub, but we'd have World War III by the time us lot had all finished. We'd be like, ah!
The big thing that you have to remember as well is we're just Manchester City fans, just like you lot. That's all. We're no better than you. We're no worse than you. We're just City fans, and all we want to do is have a conversation about City.
Ronnie's not. We
don't have to be right. We don't always have to be right. We don't always have to be wrong. But a conversation is better than not talking at all. You ask anyone in politics, where everyone's scared about talking about politics. You ask anyone who's a Man United fan. They've got a guy from Nottingham representing them. At least on this channel, you've got actual Mancunians representing you. You know what I mean? So, just, you're blessed. We're all blessed. And remember that Roman Empire.
He could have been killed.
Do me a favour, before you leave, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you make sure you subscribe. Share it around and go back. If you've missed any of our videos,
He could have been killed.
Go back and give them a watch. Some of them are not really. We've got some good videos.
Let me tell you, this week, starting tomorrow. No, I'm announcing it because I'm the one who does the bloody work on it. Starting this week, for 1 week straight, there's going to be a video every single day. The first one's coming out tomorrow, Sunday. Top 10 things that we love about Manchester City. 10 things that we love about Manchester City in 10 minutes. And it's a round table where everyone just says, I love this, and then we discuss it. It's a 10-minute video at the most, and it's just 10 things we love about City. And then on Monday, it's 10 things we hate about City. And remember, these are all jokes. They're not serious. We're not getting in the mud. They're a bit cheeky and a bit of fun. And then on Tuesday, it's 10 things we love about City history. On Wednesday, it's 10 things we hate about the Champions League. On Thursday, it's 10 things we hate about the Premier League. On Friday, 10 things we hate about other waffle. We've got loads of videos. Every single day this week, we've got a 10-minute video coming out. 10 things we either love or hate about City, or things related to City.
And we want you.
No, it's a pre-recorded video on the YouTube.
We have laughed all the way through them all,
and every single one has had a Winston Churchill-esque speech from Rich.
And it's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun. These videos are going to come out every single day this week. A little 10-minute video that you can watch it on the bus, listen to it on the bus, listen to it on your way to work, listen to it on your break, whatever. Just a little bit of fun. 10-minute video every day this week. And
Ali, I think Andrew's asking is the 10 things about City Live.
And if the success, well, we're gonna do after the first week. After the first week, we're gonna do one or two of them a week from that point on. But this week only, we're gonna do one every single day. Every single day.
And I'll tell you what we'll do next week, because we'll get Ryan on and we'll give everyone an update in the Fantasy Football League. Ronnie, me and you aren't involved in it, mate, because we don't want to embarrass ourselves and bring that up.
And the other thing as well,
and you're involved.
The other thing as well, before we sign off, the other thing, tomorrow we'll be on Twitch with another FIFA stream. Everyone
in the evening. It will be in the evening, and we'll let you know.
Right.
Look out at Horsey City. But go over to at Horsey City in the next 5 minutes, and the Discord link will be on there.
Question from Andrew: are you doing anything at the games or that? No, we don't. We don't do vlogs or any of that
No, we're not
crap.
doing
We don't do fan cams, none of that. None of that.
Rob goes with some of his other friends and has.
Put it this way, I start drinking at 9 o'clock.
Milan.
I start drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to meet me on a match day because we'll end up in a fight. You don't want to do a fan cam. We're not interested in fan cams. Fan cams, they're good for some channels, but I don't want to stand there and listen to what some idiot's got to say. You already have to listen to what I've got to say about football, and you all think I'm an idiot. So imagine that just by random people in the street. It's not our thing. They're great. Sometimes they're great, but most of the time they're boring. You know, how many fan cams would you have watched from the Burnley game today? Yeah, I thought the Burnley game, yeah, we won 2-0, but it was boring, and I got chips at half time, and I said to my daughter, this is not a very good game of football. I wonder if I can go home and paint my model trains later. Nobody wants to hear it. It's all crap. Yeah? So anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow on Twitch for a live stream, and tomorrow there will also be a video 10 things we love about City. Have a good night and goodbye.
Bye all.
He could have been killed.
Can I have a budgie? I did a fan cam with Ian Cheeseman a couple of years ago before the Liverpool Champions League game, the quarter-final. Was it the quarter-final or last 16 or whatever it was? I did a fan cam with Ian Cheeseman. Go back through his things and try and find my fan cam. Very good fan cam it was. Very good. Bye.